Now, the sponsor is asking for biblical precept. I will contribute one, Mr. Speaker. In Malakay chapter 2, verse 16. Tatagalugin ko na po, Mr. Speaker, para po sa ating kapakanan. Ito po is quoted from God Himself. Namumuhi ako sa diborsyo ng mag-asawa, sabi ng Panginoong Diyos ng Israel. At namumuhi ako sa taong binabalot ng karahasan ang sarili na parang nababalot ng kasuotan. Mr. Speaker, if the Lord God Himself hates divorce, sino ba tayo na mga tao lamang na nilalang niya ang siya pang gagawa ng paraan para isulong ito?
Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Sir JR po ng Usap-Usap University at nagbabalik na naman po tayo dito po sa ating pong channel. Ang ginagawa po natin talaga dito, tayo po ay nakikinig ng mga religious discussions, mga religious debate. Pero for this particular video, dahil po ang nakaraan po nating episode, we talked about divorce. Na yun nga po, anong masasabi ng Bible kung ito ba ay biblical o hindi at ano yung mga circumstances na pwede mo ngang i-avail yung divorce na makipaghiwalay ka sa iyong asawa, sa iyong bana. Bana po, ibig sabihin po asawang lalaki mga ka-U3. For this episode, ito po ay special request dahil po may mga nag-request po sa atin patungkol nga po sa mga debate sa Kamara, sa lower house po, sa atin pong Kongreso. At itong debate na ito ay nangyari po, ilang buwan na rin po ang nakakaraan prior to the passage of the Absolute Divorce Bill nga po na kamakailan lang actually ay naaprubahan. Pero ito yung parte, itong video na ating papanoorin ay parte ng kanilang debate dahil you have to understand, meron po talaga mga debate, mga diskusyon na nangyayari sa atin pong Kongreso bago po mabigyan ng desisyon ng voting ang isang legislation. So atin pong papanoorin ngayon, dalawang figures po, Congressman Marcoleta which is highly against dito sa Absolute Divorce Bill at si Congressman Lagman naman po who is in favor of course of this bill. So sa atin pong background bilang reactor, ako po ay dating university debater sa loob po ng 3 taon mula po sa MSU IIT. Ako rin po ay nagdebate sa ABS-CBN News Channel at ako ay membro ng isang international public speaking organization, ang Toastmasters International. So ano pang hinihintay natin mga ka-youth? Samahan niyo po ako, let us watch this video together. Let's go.
Ang sabi niya, Mr. Speaker, I do not need a fantasy to describe how happy, how ideal this marriage is. Hindi ko po ma-recall yung ibang detalye, ngunit ako po ay sumang-ayon sapagkat sa nakita ko pong mga mukha ng dumalo, happy faces. Talaga pong tumetestigo sa isang matagumpay na pagsasama ang dalawang mag-asawa. My question, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor, bakit po kaya si Kong Edsel pa yung nag-sponsor ng isang bill? Bakit kaya hindi na lang iba sa atin? Sapagkat yung nakita ko pong katatagan, tagumpay, at isang hindi may kakailang makabuluhang pagsasama ng dalawang tao, ay hindi ko maisip kung bakit siya pa ang mag-i-sponsor ng isang divorce bill na alam naman nating ito po ay makapagpapawalang bisa sa seremonya sa kabanalan ng pag-aasawa. May I have some comments, Mr. Speaker?
Okay, before that, it doesn't matter. Ano ngayon kung maganda yung pagsasama nung nag-sponsor ng bill? On the other hand, if you think about it, let's pretend ng isang congressman o isang congresswoman, siya yung nag-sponsor ng bill nito na nagmula sa isang very tumultuous na relationship. Pwede siyang tirahin dito dahil ang personal ba na circumstances na nag-sponsor ng bill ay may bearing sa kanyang in-sponsor na bill? I don't get it. So ito po ay clearly attack on the person mga ka-U3. So kung kayo po ay nakikipagdebate, what is important and what should be the focus of the discussion or the debate is the main topic itself. Ang main topic, tama ba na dapat bang i-adopt ng Congress ang divorce bill na ito? Yun lang naman eh. Kahit sino pa yung nag-sponsor niyan, yung personal circumstances o background niyan, it should not matter mga ka-youth.
Thank you for that question, Mr. Speaker. The divorce bill, once it becomes a law, is not for everybody.
Correct.
Majority of the marriages in the Philippines, I think overwhelming majority of the marriages in the Philippines are enduring and loving relationship. Just like my marriage with my late wife, Cielo. And to my mind, those happy marriages should not be affected by the passage of this bill. This bill is for the exceptional circumstances where marriage has hit the rocks and is beyond repair. While it is said that marriages are solemnized in heaven, some of them plummet into hell irremediably. So, the state has the responsibility to secure spouses and their children from a house on fire. This is the reason why I have introduced this bill even before my wife and I celebrated our golden wedding anniversary. This is not for happy marriages. It is for marriages which have crumbled and are beyond repair, so that there is need for them to be given relief or a lifeline so that they can be rescued from these constant conflicts which even would affect their children. Mr. Speaker, all countries in the world have legitimized divorce, except the Philippines and the tiny ecclesiastical state of the Vatican. What does this mean? This means that there can be no unanimous blunder in these countries where divorce is allowed. And these countries would include Catholic countries and Christian countries. So in other words, divorce does not offend the Catholic or the Christian faith. And we believe very strongly that thousands of women in the Philippines who are living in disastrous relationship would need this absolute divorce so that they can secure a possible second chance at marital bliss. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, the sponsor admitted that divorce law or this divorce bill is not intended for everybody. That it is only targeting those marriages with peculiar characters that probably needing divorce bill. So if it is for a special group of people or marriages, Mr. Speaker, it might fall under the character of a class legislation. And we should not do that. Because all laws are supposed to be applicable to all, citizens of this republic. We are not supposed to legislate something that should only be for use
By a few?
of a few.
No! Okay, mga kayuti. Kung napansin niyo po, naririnig niyo, natatawa po si Mr. Lagman. It could not be a class legislation. Kasi lahat ng tao pwedeng mag-undergo ng marriage, and this is an option for all who have undergone marriage. Hindi naman pwede na sa ilang tao lang umapply ang marriage para masabi mo na yung option for ending that quote-unquote contract is for just a few. Mali po yung interpretation, mali po yun. And then also, if you notice though, there's a good strategy used here by Mr. Marcoleta. Kung napansin niyo po, sa first part, yung sinabi niya, the sponsor of this bill says that this should be for these particular groups of people, not for everyone. Ang ganda nung paraan ng pag-concede niya. Nung first part, in-acknowledge niya yung first parts, pero yung second part ng sinabi ni Mr. Marcoleta obviously is against on what he said. So this is po a strategy in debate where you partially agree to a statement of your opponent and then you add your counter statement at the second part of your sentence. So yun po ang ginawa ni Mr. Marcoleta.
Of a special class.
No, it's not.
I will not agree with the proposition, Mr. Speaker, that the divorce bill should only be for those marriages which are at the brink of collapse. Who is going to make a judgment, Mr. Speaker, that a certain marriage is now supposed to be terminated by way of a divorce? Bakit po nung itong dalawang tao na humarap po
Altar.
sa kabanalan ng isang dibdib, hindi po ba ang malimit nilang sinasabi
Till death.
for better or for worse? Sa karamdaman o sa kalusugan, till death do us part, Sir Speaker. Hindi ba ganun po yung general premise natin? Bakit po ang daming nag-survive? And the best example is the one of the good sponsor, Sir Speaker. Bakit hindi po ang gawin nating panuntunan, pagtulong-tulungan po natin ang mga marriages na nahihirapan? Kung kukunti naman pala yun, and there are only a special few, sabi ng ating sponsor, we're not supposed to legislate a bill that will be characterized as a class legislation, Mr. Speaker.
It's not a class legislation.
Mr. Speaker, I don't have to teach my distinguished colleague on what is the meaning of class legislation. This is not absolute. Members of the same class who are affected by the same circumstances would not be class legislation if a law is passed for their benefit or for their needs. So this bill is not class legislation.
So here, I think Mr. Marcoleta is just saying and trying to show us dahil nga sa pagtira po ng isang batas, sa isang katulad nito na kanila pong pag-uusap, pagkakaroon po ng debate, I'm guessing that Mr. Marcoleta will be attacking this from different sides. So una niyang inatake, quote-unquote technicality. So sinasabi niya na hindi. Yung sinasabi mong absolute divorce, dahil particular lang na tao ang maapektuhan yan, so gawin mo na lang na class legislation, hindi mo to dapat gawin na isang pangmalawakang batas. So yun ang unang punto. I think, secondly, he would be giving arguments about quote-unquote our culture or vis-a-vis our religion. Nasasabihin niya na in a Catholic country, in a Christian quote-unquote dominated society, so we don't need divorce, something like that. Take note mga ka-U3 na sa ibang religion po, meron pong konsepto po ng divorce o pagtanggap ng divorce. Especially po sa Islam, meron po silang konsepto ng paghihiwalay po ng mag-asawa. Given the particular grounds, of course.
Number two, no less than the Supreme Court in Te versus Te declared that the dissolution of a marriage is a merciful interment of a long dead marriage. What is brought before the family court is not a vibrant marriage. what is brought before the family court is the cadaver of a decaying marriage. For this reason, there is really need for the state to rescue spouses and their children from this cruel, abusive, and abandoned relationship. When we say, till death do us part, this is not even biblical. It started in the 15th century in England as part of a literature which had been followed by subsequent generations. And the majority of marriages in the Philippines are not canonical marriages or Christian marriages. They are civil marriages. And the state can provide exceptions as a rescue for this kind of marriages which are now really long dead in the language of the Supreme Court. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, yun daw pong till death do us part is not biblical. I will humbly disagree, Mr. Speaker. Ang sabi po ng Panginoong Diyos, kung ano yung pinagsama ng Diyos,
Walang tao
ay dapat
makapaghiwalay.
ay huwag papaghihiwalay ng tao. Yun lamang po, ibig sabihin. Nasa Biblia po yun. Walang sino man ang pwedeng magpahiwalay doon sa pinagsama ng Diyos.
Ang question po kasi dyan is that absolute? Kapag sinabing ganito na walang makapaghiwalay, at all situations ng pag-aasawa o ng pagsasama ay wala talagang makapaghiwalay, hindi pwedeng putulan ang pagsasama. So, pwedeng counter yan ni Mr. Lagman dito. Pero I would agree with Mr. Marcoleta that he is correct that this is in the Bible. So, kung sinasabing hindi biblical, doon naman nagkakamali si Mr. Lagman.
Mr. Speaker,
Sige.
we should
Teka
make...
po, hindi pa po ako tapos,
hindi ka pa
Mr.
tapos.
Speaker.
Okay.
Yung family code was mentioned also. I believe, Mr. Speaker, the family code offers two alternatives also. One is legal separation and annulment. What is so special about this special group of people whose marriages are so broke that they cannot do something about it? It is as if that everything else cannot be sufficient to restore it or to even improve that relationship. Ano po yung specialty ng group na ito? Bakit hindi na lang annulment? Nandun naman po sa ating batas to eh. Bakit hindi na lang legal separation? In other words, our family code, Mr. Speaker, addresses this particular problem. And so it becomes very special if, aside from these two alternatives, there will be another one to be offered to this group of unfortunate marriages. Mr. Speaker. Now, the sponsor is asking for biblical precept. I will contribute one, Mr. Speaker. In Malakay, chapter 2, verse 16, tatagalugin ko na po, Mr. Speaker, para po sa ating kapakanan. Ito po is quoted from God Himself. Namumuhi ako sa diborsyo ng mag-asawa, sabi ng Panginoong Diyos ng Israel. At namumuhi ako sa taong binabalot ng karaasan ang sarili na parang nababalot ng kasuotan. Mr. Speaker, if the Lord God Himself hates divorce, sino ba tayo na mga tao lamang na nilalang niya ang siya pang gagawa ng paraan para isulong ito?
Okay, before we continue mga ka-youth, well, that is interesting, and sure, we may use scriptures in a debate, in a political debate, pero kasi po, ang gagamitin mo ang Biblia or scriptures in supporting the idea that you as a representative of your particular congressional district are admitting to the fact that it is Christian-dominated. Dahil nga, technically, sa isang paggawa ng batas, hindi po dapat gagamitan niya ng God excuse. Dahil nga po, ito po ay secular na batas, at ang batas po natin, while iniintindi na mayroon pong religious na aspekto ang isang particular na legislation, pero this would seem kasi na we are driven and controlled by the church. So, pwede rin po kasi nating isipin na ang sekular na mga batas, edi para sa pangkalahatan na pag-govern ng mga tao. Pwede rin na sundin natin yung values naman na natuturo sa atin ng simbahan. So, you build the value system, and then let's just give the reward or punishment dito naman sa mga batas natin. So, hindi siya necessarily na nag-i-encroach on each other. Let the government do its part.
Tapos na po kayo.
Baka gusto niyo sumugot muna, Sir Speaker, Your Honor.
O pwede po ako magsumagot.
Opo.
Okay. Unang-una, we have to make a distinction between the phrase till death do us part and the statement attributed to the Lord that what God has put together, no man shall separate. Itong death, till death do us part, wala naman to sa Biblia. And I would challenge the distinguished Marcoleta to point to the Bible whether there is such a term there or a phrase there, till death do us part. Wala po.
I will accept the challenge, Mr. Speaker.
Let me continue. The
No,
phrase...
you are offering a challenge, Your Honor.
Let me just continue before you accept the challenge. The phrase, quote, until death do us part, was first popularized in this English-speaking world following the first printing of the Book of Common Prayer in England in 1549, during the time of Edward VI, when the average lifespan was 47 years old. Yung nga naman na statement ni Jesus Christ to the Pharisees ay hindi naman doctrinal or cast in stone. Because in his answer, in his conversation with the Pharisees, he said, he made an exception. The exception is you can divorce an unchaste wife. So meron ng exception agad. And in the Pauline principles, St. Paul added another exception. A spouse who is an unbeliever and leaves his believing spouse, the spouse left behind can remarry.
Mga ka-youth, if you remember, this was actually mentioned po sa atin pong previous po na video reaction kay Brother Eli, still about divorce. Ano po? So, if maalala po natin, while it is true that marriages are encouraged to stay, and last for a long time, pero po meron po kasi mga exceptions. At ito po yung sinasabi dito ni Mr. Lagman. Sinasabi niya, hindi absoluto yan. Hindi porket sinabi dyan na quote-unquote until death, or the idea na hindi dapat maipaghihiwalay, hindi po yan absolute na wala pong exception. Ito nga sinasabi niya ngayon, ang isa is kapag hindi daw chaste yung babae, pangalawa kapag yung non-believing spouse, okay, ay iniwan yung believer, yung Christian na spouse, the Christian spouse could end the marriage. So yun po ang sinasabi dito so far ni Mr. Lagman.
And divorce the unbeliever. So there are exceptions to this. Now, in the family code, we have 3 modes of making a marriage not subsisting. One is the dissolution of a marriage based on psychological incapacity at the time of the marriage, although manifested during the marriage. This is the canonical divorce, which has been practiced in the Catholic Church for ages.
Interesting.
And this canonical divorce precedent came into the family code because of the lobby of the Catholic Church. This is according to just one of the justices who was part of the committee which drafted the family code.
Okay, and maybe to also include here mga ka-youthy, ang atin po kasing civil law was highly influenced by the Spanish na civil code mga ka-youthy. Same with our Código Penal. So most likely the value system of the Spanish during that time was also of course carried over kung bakit po nagkaroon po yan sa ating current na po na Philippine Family Code.
Justice Frida Roth Romero. Now, another mode is annulment. But annulment covers causes simultaneous or prior to the marriage. It does not cover causes consequent to the marriage during cohabitation. And in most cases, the causes for divorce would be after the marriage. Now, with respect to legal separation, this is only separation from bed and board.
Correct.
The husband and the wife can live separately, but the marriage tie
subsists.
Is not severed. In other words, they cannot remarry.
Correct.
So much so that concubinage and adultery would result, which are public offenses, because they have new and other relationships.
Yep. Correct. He is showing here, why do we need this absolute divorce bill? Sinasabi niya basically na kung ano yung meron po tayo ngayon, it's not enough. Dahil most of these laws na we have, actually ito po yung mga hinahandle namin. No? Ako po ay naging intern po sa Office of the Solicitor General. But anyway, so sinasabi po dito na ang problema is yung mga current laws natin, ang kanilang ina-address is yung mga issues before the marriage celebration or simultaneous with the marriage itself. Katulad po ng ina-address nga ng for example. Pero wala do tayong isang batas na tumitigil sa marriage relationship pagkatapos o as an effect of people staying together. But we have to understand, pagkatapos na magsama ng dalawang parties, doon pa lang mismo minsan lumalabas yung mga issues na hindi nila pagkakaintindihan, mga issues na kung saan hindi na ma-fix, abuse at iba pa. Dahil ito ay nangyayari pagkatapos. So anong meron tayo ngayon? Legal separation. Sinasabi dito ni Mr. Lagman, meron nga tayong legal separation pero hindi kasi nito pinuputol yung karapatan mo na mag-remarry. So, ang mangyayari, nagkakaroon na lang ng adultery, concubinage yung isa naman, which is actually a felony punishable by our penal code, dahil wala tayong divorce, legal separation lang, which is basically separates you. You know, you can live in this house, you can live in this house, not together. Pero sa mata pa rin po ng batas, kayo pa rin ay kasado. Wala tayong batas na sumusuporta na magkaroon ng bagong kalayaan na makapag-asawa uli ang isang spouse. At kung sila ay nagkaroon ng bagong relationship, pwede silang makasuhan.
But all of these are not adequate.
Hindi sapat.
Because we need a divorce law to cover causes during the cohabitation of the spouses. And we need a divorce law to allow the spouses to remarry. That is why we need this divorce law. Moreover, experience would show that in all of these cases of dissolution of marriage, annulment, and legal separation, they are very expensive and takes a long time. That is why we have provided in this bill a less expensive and affordable mode of marriage. And in many circumstances, it is even cost-free to the court-assisted petitioner.
Free.
And we have also provided in the bill that the judge of the family court will resolve the petition for divorce within 1 year
Bilis.
from the
Wow.
expiration of this 60-day cooling off period. So that makes it affordable and expeditious. Finally, we are a secular state. The Philippines is a secular state. Under our Declaration of Principle, we have maintained that separation of church and state.
Yes.
While we respect the canons of the church, we should not be controlled by the canons of the church in secular matters.
There you go. So yun nga po yung sinabi natin. I was just smiling because I really have used that term. Secular state tayo, ano. So, yung mga matters na secular, di sa gobyerno. Yung matters ng value formation, yung matters ng morality mo based on your religion, and that's totally fine. There's no need for them to really be against each other. Yun ang sinasabi dito ni Mr. Lagman.
Because marriage is a human institution. It is subject to human frailty and mundane misgivings. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Now, let us go to the acceptance to my challenge whether there is any statement in the Bible
Till
with
death do us
respect to
part.
till death do us part.
Before the challenge, Mr. Speaker, I need to make
Qualify.
a refutation to the statement of the sponsor because I have not heard his comment on the verse that I cited, Malachi verse 2, chapter 2, verse 16, when God said, "For I hate divorce, says the Lord, the God of Israel." Question is, if God himself hates divorce, how can one of us, one of his creation, sponsor divorce? There was no specific statement.
That's a very weak argument, mga kayuti. Kasi nga, ang question nga is, lahat talaga ng situation, lahat talaga ng pagsasama, dapat talagang hindi maputol. Kasi Mr. Marcoleta, you're saying na, di ba, sino ba naman tayo? Na tayo-tao lang. Bakit tayo nagsusponsor ng ganitong batas? Sinabi na nga ng Diyos na ayaw niya, hate niya nga ang divorce. Pero yun nga po, hindi naman at all situations dapat i-preserve mo, quote-unquote, yung marriage. At saka para sa akin po, sapat po yung binigay na counter ni Mr. Lagman na mismong sa Biblia nga sinasabi na pwedeng putol ang pagsasama, magkaroon ng paghihiwalay. So it doesn't make sense for Mr. Marcoleta to
Made
say
by the
this.
sponsor, Mr. Speaker. Secondly, again, he cited that divorce, annulment is very costly and a very long process. So why would you exclude? Why would you make a special and fast lane to some marriages which perceive the relationship to be in tatters? And you do not offer explanation to the rest and to all those who survived and made sure that their marriage will continue.
Okay. My understanding, mga kayuti, is meron naman parang conciliation period po ito, na pwede pang pag-usapan muna kung tutuloy ba tong particular na absolute divorce o hindi. So, hindi naman po yan instant. Pero the question there is, bakit kinakailangan quote-unquote magkaroon ng pagpapabilis? Bakit dapat na-expedite? Kasi nga, masyadong matagal nga yung current nga na process natin. It takes more than 1 year. May mga kakilala po ako, mga kaibigan ko po. It took them 3, 4, ang iba more than that, 3, 4 years before pa magkaroon ng particular na judgment, yung korte. Kasi po, kinakailangan mo antayin yun kung gusto mo mag-remarry, dapat meron talagang final, na say ang mga korte natin.
Bakit po palaging special na lang ang treatment? Ba't kinakailangang maging mabilis para sa kanila? At hindi masyadong magastos? Bakit sa iba po nating mga nag-survive o maaring tumuloy sa either legal separation or annulment, magastos po yun. But that is the law. Bakit bibigyan po natin ngayon ng special attention, a fast lane to these marriages, unfortunate they may be, but I think they do not have a special place in the legislation that should be general in scope. Mr. Speaker, Your Honor. And to the challenge, paano po kung may bibigay ko sa inyo yung verse, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor, na sinasabi na malaya lamang ang isang nag-asawa at mapuputol lamang yung bond of marriage kapag patay na ang isa sa kanila. What if I am able to show you a particular biblical phrase? Will you withdraw your sponsorship, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor?
Show it now.
What is the answer, Mr. Speaker?
Please show it now. If you are accepting the challenge, could you tell us where in the Bible this phrase, till death do us part, appears?
And total daw, word for word daw dapat.
But
Verbatim.
anyway, Mr. Speaker, when we say till death do us part, death here could be the physical cessation of life. But death also can be metaphorical. It could be the cessation of love, respect, and tolerance.
That's smart. So sinasabi po dito ni Mr. Lagman, yung word na death dyan, hindi mo lang pwede na i-interpret physical na kamatayan kung kaya't dun kayo maghihiwalay. So sinasabi dito ni Mr. Lagman na pwede mo rin niyang i-understand sa kanyang talinghaga na kung saan pwede tayong maghiwalay kapag meron ng kamatayan ng pag-ibig, kamatayan ng pagkiingat, kamatayan ng pagkalinga sa isa't isa. So yun ang sinasabi dito ni Mr. Lagman. Very smart move. I like this.
That is why marriages which
Have died.
have forfeited these qualities of love and respect and tolerance can be the subject of divorce in all of the countries in the world except the Philippines and the Vatican. Mr. Speaker.
Let's go back to the challenge, Mr. Speaker.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Will the sponsor, Mr. Speaker, be gracious enough to give me a little time because wala po palang internet dito sa loob kasi po yung aking notes nandun sa aking planner, nandun sa opisina ko, pakukuha ko lang sana. But if the sponsor will agree that if I am not able to bring to him today the particular verse in the Bible, I withdraw all my interpellation. Otherwise, if I am able to give him the complete verse in the Bible, he will withdraw his sponsorship, Mr. Speaker.
Till death do us part, word for word.
I will never withdraw my sponsorship. And I am certain the distinguished gentleman cannot show any place in the Bible quoting till death
Do
do
us
us
part.
On the strength of my oath,
But if the gentleman cannot show this, then most probably he should vote for the bill.
I want to make sure, Mr. Speaker, nandun po sa planner ko kasi sinulat ko na po kaninang umaga eh. I want to make sure, ayaw ko pong magkamali. Kaya kung papayag po kayo, magkaibigan naman po tayo eh. Bigyan nyo lang po ako ng ilang minuto para makuha ko po yung aking planner.
Mr. Speaker. He can get that. It should not be counted against my time.
So, kailan ko po pwedeng ibigay sa inyo?
Nasaan po yung planner ninyo?
Immediately.
Mr. Speaker, may I terminate my interpellation for a while until I was able to get my planner?
Yes, of course, Majority.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Sponsor.
To suspend
Mr.
session.
Speaker, I move that to suspend the field of interpellations.
Yeah, session is suspended.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I apologize for the delay. Fortunately, I was able to retrieve the verse that I have
Ito na.
cited.
Okay. So, ito na po. So, siguro, kinat lang po yan, pero yun na. Yung kanyang staff, binigay na ulit yung kanyang planner. So, tingnan nga natin kung meron talagang word for word, ha? Till death do us part.
Mr. Speaker, I'm citing 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 39, which reads, and I quote, "A woman is obligated to stay in her marriage as long as her husband is alive. But if her husband dies, she is free to marry whomever she wants, only if should be believer in the Lord." So till death do us part talaga. Kailangang mamatay po yung isa para lang makapag-asawa ka pa.
Okay, although if we would look at that verse, no, ang sinasabi po dyan is for the woman po. And then, if the husband will die, then she could remarry with another believer. Yun po ang sinasabi po doon, ano. So, hindi po in toto, hindi po verbatim yung pagkakasabi na till death do us part. So, tingnan natin anong magiging sagot ni Mr. Lagman.
Ng iba. Salamat po, Mr. Speaker. And I think my good friend is honorable enough to accept the challenge. I accepted the challenge, and I think it is for him to withdraw his sponsorship. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, what the distinguished interpellator quoted is not the phrase till death do us part. In fact, what he said was only with respect to the woman, not to the husband.
Yep.
It is here that when the husband dies, the woman can remarry. But it would be better if she does not remarry. That is completely different from till death do us part, which is addressed to both the husband and the wife. But as I've said, death here could be physical cessation of life or a metaphor that love, respect, and tolerance in the marriage had already ceased. And there is no way of reconciling these spouses. I am ready to answer the next question, if any.
Mr. Speaker,
Thank you very much.
Mr. Speaker, wala
Yes, Honorable Marcoleta, please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I did not know that my good friend, the sponsor, is after the exact word, till death do us part.
Sinabi nga kanino eh.
But it was only a matter of romanticizing it, Mr. Speaker. The couple are before or is before the solemnizing priest or anyone who is in a position to celebrate the marriage. So until death do us part is to romanticize the impending relationship. But the biblical anchor is the same, Mr. Speaker. I hope my good friend could comprehend the simple import of this particular biblical passage. It is still till death do us part. Kahit bali-baligtarin mo ito, Mr. Speaker, it cannot be interpreted in another way. I rest my case, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your interpellation. And Mr. Speaker, even if we accept the annotation of the distinguished Marcoleta, it will not deny the fact that all Catholic countries who believe in the Bible have their own divorce laws in varying degrees of liberality. Only the Philippines and the Vatican do not have such divorce laws. Thank you again, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, distinguished Marcoleta, for your homily.
Okay mga ka-U3, that was a nice po na exchange po na nakita natin from our quote-unquote debaters, yung atin pong mga kongresista, and this is what we need. Kinakailangan po natin ng mga mahusay po na mga nakikipagtalastasan sa atin pong kongreso dahil ito po ay representation ng kanilang mga congressional district and in turn, they are representatives of the people. Yung atin pong value system, yung atin pong paniniwala, ang ating mga priority, sila po ang nagre-represent sa atin. Ano po? Kaya po importante ang lower house. At syempre para sa akin, judging on the two, no, yung sa kanila pong paraan po ng argumentation. Sinasabi po ni Mr. Lagman, of course, na tayo lamang, liban sa Vatican City, ang wala pang divorce laws na kung saan nagpapatid po ng marriage relationship. Tayo lang, lahat yan. Iba niyan ay mga Katoliko pa, pati nga Espanya, meron din pong divorce law. So ang sinasabi dito ni Mr. Lagman, yung current na mga batas natin is not appropriate, hindi po sapat para po matulungan na magkaroon ng bagong buhay, magkaroon ng freedom yung ating mga spouses kapag sila po ay nasa mahirap, nasa terrible na pagsasama. So, syempre po na-mention po dyan yung iba't iba po na mga rason, psychological incapacity, iba't ibang uri ng abuse, irreconcilable differences, at marami pang iba. At hindi naman po ibig sabihin na kapag meron po tayong batas patungkol sa diborsyo, ay lahat na ng mag-aasawa ay magdidiborsyo na, hindi naman po ganun. So, ito nga po ay safety net lamang dahil nga po, currently, wala tayong batas na tumutulong sa mga tao na nagkakaroon ng mahirap na pagsasama, terrible na pagsasama, while it is happening or a consequent effect of the marriage celebration. Yung meron po sa atin dito, yung atin po mga remedyo like annulment at saka legal separation. For annulment in particular, ito lang po yung simultaneous sa marriage or before the marriage. Kapag merong nakita ng mga diferensya, ayun, pwede kayong maghiwalay. Pero yung legal separation, hindi yun paghihiwalay. Paghihiwalay lamang yun ng physically. Pero ang inyong marriage is still subsisting, is still valid at hindi pwede kayong mag-remarry. So pwede silang hablahin, either parties. So yun pong sinasabi na maging remedyo po ng ating absolute divorce bill. At liban pa dyan, syempre, natutulungan din po yung mga walang kakayahan financially dahil po napakamahal po currently. Sa mga atin pong ka-U3 dyan, kumusta po sa mga nag-avail po ng annulment? Gaano po katagal? Ilang taon po kayo nag-antay? Mabilis po ba ang naging proseso para po sa inyong annulment? At makapaglabas po ng desisyon ang korte? At kung pwede rin po, kung kaya nyo rin pong i-calculate sa amin, magkano ang inyo pong nagastos para po makuha ang nasabi po natin annulment decision. So gusto ko pong malaman, syempre mga ka-U3, sa palagay niyo po ba, this is the right time? Tama lang po ba na magkaroon na tayo ng diborsyo sa Pilipinas? O para sa inyo, hindi, dapat i-maintain natin yung ating pagiging quote-unquote Catholic-centric at Catholic-dominated na bansa. Hindi pwede yung divorce na yan dahil yan ay ayaw ng Diyos at dahil yan din po ay utos ng Santo Papa sa Vatican City. So comment down below mga ka-U3, and as always, if you like these kinds of contents, kung ikaw po ay first-time viewer po, click subscribe. Ayan, you can watch this video here at dito po ilalagay natin yung ating divorce playlist. Meron na po tayo analysis from an schoolmates debate still about divorce. Meron din po tayong discussion patungkol po sa kay Brother Eli nga, yung divorce pa rin. At ito po yung third video natin patungkol po sa diborsyo. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace! Bye-bye!